First property I am describing closure. Closure property. Closure property. Closure property. Number A, for addition, sum of two integers is always an integer. Sum of any two integers is always an integer. Sum of any two integers is always an integer. Sum of any two integers is always an integer. Sum of any two integers is always an integer. We can take an example. -7 plus 3. -7 plus 3. Okay, equal to -4. A student, -7 is an integer. 3 is also an integer. And after finding the sum of these two integers, okay, our sum is -4. So this is also an integer. -7 plus 3 equal to -4. Here -3, -7 and 3 both are integers. Okay, and their sum is -4. So that is also an integer. So we should mind this property. Sum of any two integers is always an integer. Okay. Now for subtraction. For subtraction, difference of any two integers is always an integer. Difference of any two integers is always an integer. You can take example. Suppose that you have two integers. One is 5 and another is -3. You want to find the difference between them? So you will write 5 minus -3. 5 minus -3. Then in simplification, 5 minus plus 3 equal to 8. What is 8 here? 8 is the difference. 8 is the difference, student. 5 and -3, they are integers. After finding the difference, 5 minus -3 equal to 5 minus plus 3. So 5 plus 3 equal to 8. So 8 is also an integer. In this way, we should learn this property, closure property of addition and subtraction. Closure property of addition and subtraction. Sum of any two integers is always an integer, and the difference of any two integers is always an integer also. Take down.
Complete, sir.
Property number 2, commutative property. Commutative property. Commutative property of addition and subtraction you should mind. Commutative property of addition and subtraction. First, for addition. Okay, commutative property of addition and subtraction. Addition is always commutative. Addition is always commutative. Addition is always commutative. Take down. Addition is always commutative for integers. Addition is always commutative for integers. Addition is always commutative for integers. Commutative, do you know? We can arrange the integers in any order and find the sum. Addition is always commutative for integers. Easy. Student, you have two integers. Suppose that a and b. A plus b equal to b plus a. Now you can take example numerically. Suppose that you have two integers. One is 7 and another is minus 3. Now this is a and that is b. After adding these two integers, 7 plus minus 3, okay, equal to, here b means minus 3 plus 7. Now 7 plus minus 3, your sum will be 4. Similarly, minus 3 plus 7, your sum will be 4. So, addition is always commutative for integers. It means if we have integers, okay, and after arranging in any order and getting the sum, okay, that will be equal. That is called addition, commutative property of addition. Commutative property of addition. Understood? Now, student, we should check the commutative property of subtraction. Subtraction, commutative property of subtraction. As you know, commutative is after arranging any order of the digits and finding the sum, that will be equal, okay, but subtraction of integer is not commutative. Just like addition, subtraction subtraction of integers subtraction of integers is not commutative always. Easy. Student, a minus b is not equal to b minus a. You can take example related to integer. Suppose that you have double integer, one is 5, another is 9. 5 is a and b is 9. So 5 minus 9, okay, because a minus b, 5 minus 9 is not equal to, here b is 9, 9 minus 5. 5 minus 9 is not equal to 9 minus 5, because 5 minus 9 is minus 4. Okay, is not equal to 9 minus 5 is 4. So subtraction of integers is not commutative. Mind commutative property of addition and subtraction. Commutative property of addition and subtraction. Students, in addition, addition is always commutative for integers. Addition is always commutative. You should mind the word commutative. Here, commutative means we can arrange the integer in any order and find the sum or difference. That is commutative. Addition is always commutative for integers. किसी भी इंटीजर्स के लिए कम्यूटेटिव एडिशन एडिशन कम्यूटेटिव होता है. हमने एग्जाम्पल लिया था, यू कैन टेक एनी टू इंटीजर्स, ओके, अरेंज देम इन एनी ऑर्डर एंड यू कैन गेट द रिजल्ट, दे विल बी इक्वल. बट सब्ट्रैक्शन of integer is not commutative, is a minus b, okay, is not equal to b minus a. And for example, we have double integer, one is 5, another is 9. According to this, 5 minus 9 is not equal to 9 minus 5. So subtraction of integer is not commutative. Addition of subtraction is commutative. But subtraction of addition, subtraction of integer is not commutative. Okay? Take down now.
Yes, sir.
Now, students, property number 3, associative property. Associative property. Associative property. Now we will think about associative property. Student A. Addition is always associative for the integers. 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 E.g., A plus B plus C equal to A plus B plus C. A plus B plus C equal to A plus B plus C. Addition is always associative. Now, student, we should take numerical example. Suppose that we have three integers. One is 7, another is -9, and another one is 3. We have three integers. Suppose that this is A, that is B, and this is C. Now arrange them in this order. A is 7, B is -9. Okay, 7 plus -9 plus C. C means 3. Now check them. 7 plus -9, okay, equal to -2. So -2 plus 3. You will write here 1. Now student, in second, A is 7 plus B is -9. You will write here -9, and C is 3. Now 7 plus -9 plus 3 equal to -9 plus 3 equal to -6. -9 plus 3 equal to -6. Now simplify them and you will get the result. 7 plus -6 is 1. Now you can check A plus B plus C and A plus B plus C here. Okay, both the results are equal. So we can say addition is always associative for the integers. Addition is always associative for the integers. Okay, think seriously. Addition is always associative for the integers. Check the example seriously and mind the word. Closure, commutative, and associative. Now, students, in subtraction, number B, subtraction is not associative. Subtraction is not associative for the integers. Subtraction is not associative for the integers. Hello? Subtraction is not associative for the integers. Subtraction is not associative for the integers. Okay? It means A plus B, A minus B minus C. A minus B minus C. A minus B minus C is not equal to A minus B minus C. A minus B minus C. A minus B minus C. Okay? Now you can take example. Okay, suppose that we are supposing A is 3, A is 3, B is 5, and C is 7. We have three integers. A is 3, B is 5, and C is 7. Are you thinking about integers? Okay, mind the integer. Now, according to this student, A is 3 minus B is 5 minus C is 7. Okay, now find the result. For the parenthesis here, 3 minus 5 is minus 2. Then minus 7. Now you can get the result. Minus 9. Okay. Now in RHS, A is 3 minus B is 5 minus and C is 7. Now student, 3 minus 5 minus 7 is minus 2. 5 minus 7 is minus 2. Now 3 minus minus plus 2. You are getting the result 5 here. Check. In LHS, result is 9. In RHS, result is 5. So, we can say subtraction is not associative for the integers. Subtraction is not associative for the integers, but addition is always associative for the integers. Associative law, associative property of addition and subtraction. Mind it. Associative property of addition and subtraction. In addition, addition is always associative for the integers, but in subtraction, subtraction is not associative for the integers. Okay? Okay? Now we should go in our next property. Additive identity. Property number 4. Additive identity. Additive identity. Take down. Additive identity. A student, 0, you can say 0. 0 is called additive identity. Additive identity. Zero is called additive identities because A plus 0 equal to 0 plus A equal to A. A plus 0 equal to 0 plus A equal to A. It means after adding 0 in any integer, we will get the sum that will be the same integer. Okay? It means after adding 0 in any integer, we will get the sum that will be the same integer. So that is called additive identity. 0 is called additive identity for the integer. Because after adding 0 in any one integer, we will get the sum that will be the same integer. Okay, you can take numerical example. Minus 7 plus 0 equal to 0 plus minus 7. Okay, equal to minus 7. Because here 0 is additive identity, minus 7 is an integer. We are adding 0 with minus 7. So our result will be minus 7. So that 0 is called additive identity. Understood additive identity? Okay, suppose that anybody is asking you a question, can you add k minus 0 equal to what? Then your answer will be k. Here k is an integer. Okay, you are adding 0 with k with integer, so your sum will be the same integer. So that this property is called additive identity. Hello. Now next property, additive inverse. Property number 5, additive inverse. Additive inverse. Now you will write additive inverse. For every integer, for every integer there exists its additive, there exists its additive inverse. Additive inverse. For every integer there exists its additive inverse such that there their sum is 0. For every integer there exists its additive inverse such that their sum is 0. Mind the definition. For every integer, किसी भी integer के लिए there exists its additive inverse. उसका एक एडिटिव इनवर्स निकलता है और उसके साथ उसको ऐड करने से उसका सम 0 हो जाता है. Easy. For every integer, suppose that your integer is a and its additive inverse will be minus a. Your integer is a and its additive inverse is minus a, and their sum will be a plus minus a equal to 0. Okay, a plus minus a equal to 0. A is an integer. There exists an additive inverse and additive inverse is minus a, and you are trying to get the sum. So a plus minus a equal to 0. Now students, suppose that you have an integer minus a. Okay, what you have? You have an integer minus a. Okay, you have an integer minus a. So there exists an additive inverse, and its an additive inverse will be a. If you have an integer minus a, then its additive inverse will be a. Now, after getting the sum a minus a plus a, your result will be 0. Sum will be 0. So, this property is called additive inverse. Now, you can guess about integer. Suppose that a equal to minus 7. This is your integer. And its additive inverse equal to additive inverse equal to 7. If you have the integer minus 7, then its additive inverse will be 7. Okay. Now add them together. Minus 7 plus 7 equal to 0. Understood? Now we should take one example for this property. Find the additive inverse of, take down, find the additive inverse, find the additive inverse of 11. Find the additive inverse of 11. Now, you can take help from property. 11 is an integer, so its additive inverse will be minus 11. Okay. You can give the answer in single word. Its additive inverse will be minus 1. Or if you don't know, then you can take help from algebra. Let the additive inverse of 11 is x. Let the additive inverse of 11 is x. Now, you should go in property. Sum of the integer and its additive inverse is always 0. Sum of an integer and its additive inverse is always 0. So, ATQ means according to the property additive inverse, 11 plus x equal to 0. 11 plus x equal to 0. Mind, what is 11? 11 is your integer. Okay. What is x? X is its additive inverse supposed by you. Now, according to property, sum is always 0. Sum is always 0. So, 11 plus x equal to 0. Now, in transposition, you need its additive inverse. And additive inverse supposed by you x. So, x equal to 0 minus 11. Now you can write x equal to minus 11. So minus 11 is its additive inverse. Understood? Understood, student? In this way, we have completed these 5 properties for addition and subtraction. Closure property, count it. Closure property. Number 2, commutative property. Number 3, associative property. Learn associative property. Number 4, additive identity. And number 5, additive inverse. Okay. Now we are going to take some sums from according to our previous concept. Time है ना वे? Hello. Now student write some sums. You will try to solve all these sums according to our previous concept and today's concept also. but mostly some related to your previous concept from integers. Are you able to understand the integers suitably or not? Okay. Write down first sum. Simplify. Nine minus 4 plus 3 minus 5 minus 8 minus 6 minus 3 plus 2 bracket close. 9 minus 4 plus 3 minus 5 minus 8 minus 6. Okay, minus 3 plus 2. Okay. Do you know the rule of bracket? That is simple bracket. That is simple bracket. This is curve bracket. And this is a square bracket. Simple bracket, curve bracket, and a square bracket. Okay, mind the parenthesis. Simple bracket, operate first, operate second, then operate third. Okay, understood? Second sum number 2. Place A is 1600 above sea level. Place A is 1600 meter above sea level. Place A is 1600 meter above sea level. Another place B is 900 meter below sea level. Below sea level. Place A is 1600 meter above sea level. Another place B is 900 meter below sea level. Okay. What is the difference between what is the difference between the levels of these two places? The levels of these two places. Hello. Place A is 1600 meter above sea level. Another place B is 900 meter below sea level. What is the difference between the levels of these two places? Okay, you should mind the integer now. If you are writing 1600 meter above sea level, above sea level, you will use positive integer then. If you are going above, ध्यान रखिए, यदि above जाते हैं तो आप उसको इंटीजर में क्या लिखेंगे? प्लस 1600 मीटर. Your first integer is plus 1600 meter. Now, a student, another place B is 900 meter below sea level. Okay, you are using below sea level, niche. Okay, you are going down. It means you will use negative integer for below. So you will write the second integer minus 900. Okay. First integer plus 1600. Second integer minus 900. Okay. Now you should find the difference between above and below. Okay. Student mind, this is the sea level. This horizontal line is the sea level. Okay. If you are going above, you will go in this direction. Suppose that is A. Okay. And you are going below sea level, then you will go down. Okay. Suppose that is P. And this is below 900. Okay. Now mind the distance between A and B. The distance between A and B. Okay. Okay. Now third sum. You will try to solve. Have you written the sum? Sum number 3. The Greco-Roman era. The Greco-Roman era, when Greece and Rome when Greece and Rome when Greece and Rome ruled Egypt. When Greece and Rome ruled Egypt. When Greece and Rome ruled Egypt, started in the year 330 BC 330 BC and ended in the year 395 AD. 395 AD. How long did the era last? Take down the sum. The Greco-Roman era in history. The Greco-Roman era, when Greece and Rome ruled Egypt, started in the year 330 BC. शासन करना शुरू किया 330 BC and ended in year 395 AD. How long did the era last? Now, You should mind BC and AD. BC before Christ, AD Anno Domini. Okay? ध्यान रखेंगे जब से ईसवी एडी काउंटिंग शुरू हुआ वो एडी हो गया और उससे पहले वो बीसी था, बिफोर क्राइस्ट था, तो आप यू यूज द इंटीजर नेगेटिव फॉर द बीसी एंड पॉजिटिव फॉर द एडी। बीसी के लिए आप नेगेटिव इंटीजर यूज करेंगे और एडी के लिए पॉजिटिव इंटीजर यूज करेंगे। ओके, स्टार्टेड इन द ईयर 330 बीसी, I mean minus 330. Okay, this is your first integer and ended 395 AD. So plus 395. Okay, 395. What is the distance between these two integers? You will find. Okay. Now, next question, student. Question number 4. Turks ruled Egypt. Turks ruled Egypt in the year 1517 AD. Turks ruled Egypt in the year 1517 AD, and Queen Nefertiti ruled Egypt about 2900 years before the Turks. In what year? In what year did she rule? In what year did she rule? Turks ruled Egypt in year 1517 AD. तुर्क ने शासन किया 1517 में, and Queen Nefertiti ruled Egypt about 2900 years before the Turks. तुर्क से इतना वर्ष पहले उन्होंने शासन किया। ठीक है, अब आपको ये चेक करना है, दिस इज एडी पॉजिटिव इंटीजर, दिस इज एडी पॉजिटिव इंटीजर। इतना वर्ष पहले किसने? क्वीन नेफरटीटी ने रूलिंग किया। कहां? इजिप्ट में। तो इससे इतना पहले उसने किया। सपोज दैट मोहन इज अ स्टूडेंट, हिज डेट ऑफ बर्थ इज 2003. Suppose that Mohan is a student, his date of birth is 2003. Okay. Raghu is also an Raghu is also a student, but his date of birth is 7 years before Mohan. Okay? Before, 7 years before. Then what will we do to find the real date of birth of Raghu? मोहन का डेट ऑफ बर्थ 2003 है, रघु 7 इयर्स बिफोर उसका डेट ऑफ बर्थ है, तो हम रघु का डेट ऑफ बर्थ रियल कैसे फाइंड करेंगे? आपको बेरा है कैसे फाइंड करेंगे? 2007 से 2003 से 7 ईयर सबट्रैक्ट करके देखते हैं। -7 3 13 -7 6 9 9 then 1. It means Raghu's date of birth will be 1996. Okay. Similarly, Turk ruled Egypt in the year 1517 AD, and Queen Nefertiti ruled Egypt about 2900 years before the Turk. तुर्क से इतना दिन पहले। तो आप क्या करोगे? क्या करोगे? तुर्क का जो रूलिंग है ना, उससे इतना दिन पहले जाना है, तो आप क्या करोगे? इसके अकॉर्डिंग आपको सोचना है। ओके, थैंक यू। नाउ सम नंबर 5। Sum number 5, Greek mathematician Archimedes. Greek mathematician Archimedes lived between 2087 BC and 2012 BC. Greek mathematician Archimedes lived between 287 BC and 212 BC. इतने दिनों के बीच वो रहे। कब? 287 BC and 212 BC. Okay. And Aristotle lived between 380 BC and 322 BC. Aristotle lived between 380 BC and 322 BC. Who lived during an earlier period? Now question is, who lived during an earlier period? Who lived during an earlier period? Earlier, पहले. Who lived during the earlier period? कौन पहले आया? यहां पर 2 मैथमेटिशियन है, ग्रीक मैथमेटिशियन एरिस्टोटल, आर्किमिडीज. Who lived between 287 BC and 212 BC? इतना में जन्म हुआ, इतना में मर गया, इन दोनों के बीच वो जिंदा था। कौन? आर्किमिडीज। एंड सेकेंड एरिस्टोटल lived between 380 BC and 322 BC. ये सेकेंड इतना में डेट ऑफ बर्थ है, इतना में मर गया। अब आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछता है, हु लिव्ड ड्यूरिंग एन अर्लियर पीरियड? आपको बताना है एरिस्टोटल या आर्किमिडीज, इन दोनों में से कौन पहले आया इस दुनिया में? किसका पीरियड पहले था? किसका पीरियड पहले था? आर्किमिडीज का या एरिस्टोटल का? किसका पीरियड पहले था? कौन पहले आया? ओके, सिंपल क्वेश्चन यू कैन थिंक। जैसे आपसे कोई पूछता है सोनम 2001 to 2017, रघु 1995 to 2000, who lived earlier? कौन पहले था? सोनू, सोनम और रघु? योर आंसर विल बी रघु। ओके, रघु पहले था। सिमिलरली ग्रीक मैथमेटिशियन आर्किमिडीज lived between 287 BC and 212 BC. Aristotle second lived between 380 BC and 322 BC, who lived during an earlier period. Thank you, student. You should try to solve all these sums comfortably. Okay, I will meet in next class with our addition and subtraction of integers. Okay, thank you. Save yourself from COVID-19 always. Do your homework. Read the book regularly. Make a suitable timetable. Okay, don't mind. You are free. You have the difficult burden, very hard work you have to do. Please read the books available in your Okay, if you have no books, you can consult to your school. Okay, books for the new session available now. Come and buy your books and try to start your study. Thank you. All the best.